Welcome back, adventurers. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining in on this very rainy day. There will be no riding today, not by us. Anyway, because I've got two bikes down and a third that I need to get the brakes on, and I'll be doing that later this afternoon. More on the other two bikes later, but I've got something for you guys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, folks and creatures of all shapes and sizes. I've got something that might ruin some childhoods here. Okay? So before I get started into it, let me express to you that this is not my original theory, not my original ideas. I saw this in someone else's shorts or someone else's clip, whatever, TikToks. It was something. I saw it and I thought, let me share that with my guys and my folks and my creatures in the community and see what y'all think about it. And here it is. Hope I don't ruin your childhoods, but Snow White. Okay? Let's speed up through the story of Snow White where the witch gives her a poison apple, and that poison apple makes Snow White go to sleep. And it says in the story that the dwarves can't bring themselves to bury Snow White. Okay, so her body is kept in a glass coffin under the spell of the poisoned apple. Prince Charming comes along one day and he kisses Snow White. And when he kisses Snow White, she awakens. And then they together go off into a castle, misted and shrouded in shining light and gold. It looks fantastic. Fairy tale ending, right? They're going off to the castle together to be happy. Well, the details are the dwarves were unable to follow Snow White and Prince Charming. Why not? Why couldn't they not follow Snow White and Prince Charming to this glorious castle they were going to? Well, the theory is because Snow White didn't wake up. Snow White she died, and Prince Charming was nothing more than her spirit guide, collecting her and taking her into the afterlife. That's why the dwarves were unable to follow. The dwarves are connected enough to know when the spirit guide arrives, and then allowed for the guide to have access to Snow White so he could then take her to the next part of her spirit's journey, to the afterlife, where her next part of the tale should have begun. But everyone wants to get hung up on the Disney fairy ending, fairy tale ending, and that is she was alive. She woke up, and her and Prince Charming had a fantastic life afterwards. But I don't think that was the case, y'all. Go back and watch the movie for yourselves. Watch how the castle appears to be in the heavens at the end. And see what you think. You know what I think, that Snow White didn't make it, guys. But I still think, even if Snow White didn't make it, that going by the theory that is a spirit guide coming to collect her from the dwarves to take her to her new home, I think that is actually a better ending than the fairy tale ending. That's real life. You're going to die one day, and you hope that your spirit guide will find you and help guide you to the afterlife, guide you to the next part of your tale. I don't know, y'all. That's just where my brain's at. That's just what I'm thinking. That's when I watch this guy cover this section in his video. That's where the dots lined up for me. Y'all give it a talk, run about it, see what you think. But while you do that, if you will, reach out to Forgotten Angels down in Tampa, Florida. That is David and Cindy. What David and Cindy do is they take the young men and women who have been aged out of the foster care system. And what I mean by aged out of the foster care system, sorry, what I mean is, let's get this cardinal right here, that on their 18th birthday, these young men and women are given all their belongings in a trash bag, and they're told to leave, to become homeless, hit the streets, get out of here. You are no longer my responsibility. That's what happens to these young men and women. And David and Cindy work to bring these young men and women in and provide them a home, provide them with an education, with tools, with resources to become contributing members of society, successful, happy individuals. And ladies, gentlemen, folks, creatures of all shapes and sizes, that should be everybody's goal. To help everyone else around you find happiness. That's what's going to get us over that finish line, y'all. Bringing happiness to each other. All right, adventurers.